Eric here with heatcable.com, and today I've got with us Luke from Alaska. Luke, what do you think of Alaska up there?
It's cold, it's dark, but...
It's cold, it's dark, and yes, they get some of the coldest temperatures of the area, but up there they deal with the same kind of things we deal with, and that's ice dams on roofs, and oftentimes you need heat cable of various types. So, Luke, you reached out to us, it was a little over a year ago.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, and tell us, how did you find us again?
So I was looking into heat cable, and there wasn't a huge company or really many people doing it in Alaska, so reached out to these guys, the pros, and figured I could learn a thing or two.
Yeah, so what's really cool is Luke reached out to us last year and told us he wants to start doing some of this heat cable stuff, and he's right. There's not a lot of sources out there on the internet or anywhere to really give really good advice on how to do this stuff and to do it right. So he reached out, he came down, he's visited with us several times, and we've trained him and taught him of all the do's and the don'ts on how to set up these heat cable systems, whether it's for your roof, a gutter system, or anything else, pipe trace as well. So he now knows a lot of the do's and the don'ts, and believe me, there's a lot of don'ts. Have you learned a few things in the process?
Yeah, absolutely. A couple things, you're gonna wanna look at electrical, it's very important. How much power you can have on a system, where you can run your heat cable, the most effective areas you want to trace out. There's a lot that goes into it, so it's been a good learning experience there.
You can tell he's picked up a few things. There's a lot more to installing heat cable than just throw it on the roof and say, I'm gonna get through the winter, because oftentimes you won't. The electrical does take a lot. You need to really analyze that and know exactly what you're doing. So up in Alaska, I know one of the things you commented on is we've got these plug and play kits, 120 volt and 240 volt pigtails that you can, connect on there. But tell me how this has really helped your business.
Yeah, it makes the ease of install a lot easier. We can kind of just take a 120 volt, and when we need new power, we can bring that in and install this right into the plug. It also helps the warranty, right? It's warranted right from the factory, and we're able to just get that up on the roof really fast.
Yeah,
so
that's awesome. What's really cool, I've loved working with Luke because he values quality, he values the warranty, he wants to do what's right for the homeowner, and I've recognized that based on the questions he's asked me. He cares about the customer. And so, getting these factory terminated right from the shop and having these sent out, it gives you that full warranty. Not all the times are you going to get a full warranty if you have to have it terminated or done in the field. So, big deal. So in Alaska, there's a lot of things that they're going to run into, obstacles or things that'll get in the way, different than what we deal with here in Utah. So Luke, up in Alaska, what are some of those things that you're running into?
Yeah, so some of the issues we deal with are going to be older houses. There's a lot of older houses in Alaska. Utah, we see a lot of new construction here, and along with that comes technical difficulties of roof leaks caused by ice damming. I'd say a quarter of all the roofs in Anchorage have an ice damming issue just because of their age. A lot of the roofs are warm roofs, and that's what's going to cause that ice damming issue. So we run into that a lot. Older electrical systems can be a pain. Circuits just aren't built right for heat cable sometimes.
That's true.
That needs to be diagnosed before a system can be on the roof there.
That does sound like different situations than what we deal with in Utah, but yeah, construction, homes are built different. Mm-hmm. Some older homes, yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're up there tackling it. That's awesome.
Yeah, we need some ice dam solutions in Alaska. So another thing we see a lot of times is other heat cable installers can sometimes provide systems that, they'll trip. We sometimes see screws penetrating new roofs, which is really sad to see. That actually will void the warranty. So
why would you put screws in your roof? If you got a brand new roof or any kind of roof, why would you put a hole through it?
We really want to avoid that at all costs. We want to make sure that we're installing our clips in a way that doesn't actually impact the roof in a negative way. You just paid 40 grand for a new roof. You don't want that warranty to be voided, right away.
I'm assuming a lot of these people don't realize even what's happening until it's too late.
Yeah, it's done, and then that's just how it is. So it's sad to see that, We see a lot of installers just provide faulty systems and we have to come back and fix them after 2 to 3 years, which is, if you're paying the price for self-regulating cable, you want to make sure it's done correctly. So
done
really
right,
important.
lasts a long time. Luke, thanks for visiting with us again and jumping
Absolutely.
on board, providing an awesome product up in Alaska. Anything you want to say to anybody searching you up in Alaska?
Yeah, I think ice damming is a problem that people aren't super familiar with. I think education on the topic is really important to see what solutions there are, how long the systems that they're getting are actually lasting, and that they're installed correctly. Because ice damming is a big issue. It might not happen every single year, but when it does, you're dealing with roof leaks, you're dealing with potential roof collapse, and you're worrying every time you walk under. So
yeah,
it's not great.
Again, here with Luke. Luke, thanks for being with us. If you guys have any questions about heat cable, if you're in Alaska, look up this guy, Luke with Alaska Heat Cable. Thanks for watching. Eric here with heatcable.com.